that's been going on in our community, it should just have been better taken care of. And especially because I feel like they always brush everything that has to do with Black students, Hispanic students onto you. You're always the one who takes care of everything. And I feel like it doesn't even, like, they're not even a part of the conversation, even though they are part of our staff. Or they don't hire more people to be a part of that conversation. I feel like it's always brushed off to you, and it's not fair.
Why is it that you up here trying to talk about us, but Mr. Walker and the other guy, why are they back there? Why aren't they in the conversation as well? That's not being disrespectful. That's just me saying, you know, as administrators, I feel like everybody should be up here having this conversation.
Yeah.
His door is always open, and I know that for a fact. It's always open to any student that wants to come in and talk to him about anything. But he's here right now, and I'm sure he will have words. Where are the police? Where are they?
Yeah.
So, the comment that I just made to is Dr. Reynolds. He's our associate superintendent. He also has a student who's here. He has a student at Southside. I think most of you know I have a student who's here. My oldest son just graduated last year. My daughter's in 8th grade as well. So we are very vested in this community. So the question is, where are the SROs? I didn't want them anywhere near you, okay? Because they do have a job here, all right? And right now, part of the reason that we've asked Ms. Ward to come up as her position of Director of Diversity and Inclusion is to hear what your concerns are. That's what we said a minute ago. We wanted to hear you. Been standing over the whole time hearing everything you've said. I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong. I'm not here to punish you, okay? So what I do have to run a school, and I want to make sure that your education is a top priority, but I also know that you can't do that if you don't feel safe, all right? When you talk about inclusion, we have a number of things that are going on here at Muncie Central that includes a number of students. I think you know that we have an SGA, or GSA, Gay Straight Alliance, all right? We have a number of things around the building that are posted where this is a safe space. We have 65 certified teachers. We have 80 total staff that are here with the intent to make sure that you are safe, all right? So one of the things that I just talked to Dr. Reynolds about is, from hearing what you're saying, is that the center of this was the reaction from the SROs to the poster. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just asked Dr. Reynolds, what if I shared with the staff, with the students, that until we get a resolution to this with Dr. K as our superintendent and our school board, that the only SRO that I asked to be in this building is Chief Dudley, because his office is here, and that we remove the SROs from the building until we have a resolution to what's going on. Now I understand, and I'll let you speak. I know that this is not necessarily something that I have experience with as a building principal in terms of negotiating what's going to happen or what's not going to happen, but I think our goal was to hear what you have to say and then ultimately come to some resolution or action as to what that is. If our SROs acted inappropriately, obviously that's something that needs to be investigated, and until we have an opportunity to look into that, that's something that we can talk about. That's simply a suggestion on my part, because while I do run the building, I also have folks that I have to answer to as well. But we also want to make sure the building is safe, because while we know that the conversation here is about the reaction from the SROs to the conversation, there are several students who may feel like without an SRO in this building, that it makes the building unsafe as well. So we have to find that middle ground to that. So you had a question? Yeah.
How do you feel about what happened?
How do I feel about what happened? In terms of with our students, it hurts my heart to know that you would not feel safe coming into this building. I had a conversation with my wife last night. She said, "Are you going to be safe tomorrow?" I said, "I don't have any doubt in my mind that I will be safe." So if my wife's asking me the same question, I know that your folks and your family members are asking you the same question. It absolutely hurts my heart that an environment would exist to where that would be possible. So my reaction to that is, that's not right. It's not right. And so when I asked you into the auditorium, and I know you didn't want to go, and that's fine. when we talked, Ms. Ward started the conversation, because ultimately we want to hear from our students. And it's not going to stop here today, all right? It's not going to stop today. It won't stop tomorrow. But as students, we also need to come up with what is a way in which we can have a student voice where we're discussing these items and ultimately making decisions that would make our students feel safe in the building, okay? So those are the things that I feel when you ask me how I feel about it. As far as the conversation, Ms. Van Dyne got up and was really emotional about the flag that was displayed over here in the police office. I can assure you that flag came down. It's not been up. There was no conversation about it. It was our students did not feel like that was something that represented the diversity in this building, and it came down, okay? It wasn't that very long. It wasn't that very long. So what I would tell you is how I feel about it is it hurts my heart. And we're here for solutions. We're not here for punishment. We're not here for, I've said this many times to our staff and to other student groups, the students, this school is yours. This is Muncie Central, it belongs to the students. We are here to foster an education for you to go off and be successful. And if this is part of that educational process, then we want to engage in that with you.
So, Walker, you know me because of things I've done through JORTC. I'm not a bad kid. I don't think I'm a bad kid. But 2 of those officers in those videos chaperoned me and 3 other cadets. There was an incident in DC where we didn't feel safe and they protected us. But then hearing that the female officer that was chaperoning us told her that she was disappointed for what happened because she made a poster, that's not fair. Because I trusted 2 of those officers with my life for a week. And I should be able to feel safe with them at school here.
As me being a black girl, sometimes I feel treated different because of the way I dress and stuff, and I want to be able to be free, graduate, make my family proud. I want other kids to feel free and not different. Sometimes I can't be honest, and sometimes I feel like because I cried most nights and I thank God that I made it this far. Because I didn't come back for nothing. I want everyone to be happy, and plus I want to be able to live my life and do the right thing and not do the wrong thing. Because I want people to see that I'm a good kid, even though I run my mouth a lot. But I want people to see that I'm a good person and I can change. And I don't want nobody to see that I'm a bad person because I'm black. And I look the way I look. I want people to love me for who I am. And I want everyone to do the same.
These officers are here for work. This is their job. Their job is to protect us. They're not students and they're none of our friends. They protect us. So if students are not feeling protected specifically because of these cops, then I think that is faulty work. And if a nurse or an EMT person couldn't do their job properly, that's not okay. They need training. I think that the officers in question should not work here again. And I think that they need serious training to be put back on duty, because I think that's a serious problem when a worker who has a very important job isn't doing their job.
Hey,
do matter. They always have mattered. They always will matter. I always say that. It blows my mind where the white, diverse school and all of our police officers are white. That blows my mind. The fact that we have had Black Lives Matter posters up before, and this is the first time it's been a problem, it blows my mind. Okay. The police, if they felt like it was a problem that the posters, they should have talked to the teacher. Nothing should have been said to the students. The fact that it is on video is crazy, and the tone of voices they use is ridiculous.
You can hear it all the way through the yearbook.
That is ridiculous. Please correct me if I'm wrong. SRO stands for Student Resource Officer, correct? Okay, Student Resource Officer. They are supposed to be our resources as students to help us. They're not supposed to be against us. You guys always talk about we're supposed to be a community, a family at Central, but Black students are always targeted against, whether it goes from looking at the dress code or behavior things or things like that. All of that, SROs, Student Resource Officers, are white. They always have something to say about the Black kids or things of that sort. It's ridiculous. I am a white girl. You can see I'm very white. I have ripped jeans on. Nothing ever gets said to me, ever. I walk to the school. I can wear what I want. But if I see a Black girl who has more curves than me, bigger boobs, a bigger butt, the SROs will say something to them. But if I walk right past them, nothing will be said. It's ridiculous. Black Lives Matter. Everybody, I'm not saying everybody should, well, they should be equal, but it's just ridiculous in how this school, there are Black kids. Look at all these Black kids standing here today. Look around. Look at all these Black kids. It is ridiculous to me that somebody would say, especially an officer, to take that poster down that has something to do with Black Lives Matter. That's all.
Now because we have maintained this school with a Young Progressives Club before, and even though Cunningham cannot have that this year because of Schaefer leadership and running all of that, that was a resource for kids to speak their voice and try and make an impact as much as possible. Now we have our student advisory board, and I welcome anybody to come Wednesday during advisory period. If you want to talk to Snyder, I've already explained the issue to her, and she already knew about it ahead of time. I gave her Quinn's information and everything like that. So if anyone wants to come and talk about any of this, I am definitely going to make sure that this is addressed during our school board meeting next time we go, because this is an issue that needs to be addressed as quickly as possible.
You guys also have had a multi-cats, and then we changed it to diverse cats. So if any of you are interested in being in that organization or joining that group, please see me. Because I know we started out a couple years ago, and then we kind of dwindled down in terms of numbers of students being a part of it, but I welcome you and I invite you to be a part of the diverse cats also.
So I remember Mr. Walker saying something about like all the things saying like this is an inclusive school and stuff like that, and I think that's really important to have, but that doesn't mean anything if like it doesn't feel inclusive, you know? Like I've seen those things and I've seen rainbows everywhere, and I think that's really good, but if we're not actively doing that, there's no point in having them here. And we're talking about all these clubs and stuff like that. None of that matters if stuff like this keeps happening. Okay, if I'm scared to come to school, I'm a good kid. You've known me for a long time. I'm a good kid, straight A's. I go to all my classes. So me coming here was scary to me. I was like, what if I get suspended? You know, that's never happened before. But I feel really strongly about this, and I feel like a lot of us do because we're all here right now. And I want to make sure, I want to know if this is going to happen again. If we talk about this now and we find a solution, what if it happens again? Are we still going to, do we have to protest again sometime? Do we have to stand out here? Do we have to do a walkout at some point? Like, is this going to keep happening, or is this just going to be fixed? Like, for real?
Are we gonna have to protect ourselves against y'all again? Because this ain't cool. And I know I've said it time and time again, but it's not. We're students, we're teenagers. We shouldn't have to protect ourselves against adults. It's supposed to be the other way around. Adults are supposed to be protecting us. What are y'all gonna do about it? Because if it's solved now, and I've noticed this a lot at school, if it's solved now, then 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years later, it's gonna be another group of kids dealing with the exact same thing, doing the same thing. And then, not only that, it's gonna turn into routine. It turns into teachers or administration having to say the exact same thing they said to us, said to somebody else. And it shouldn't happen, because then, not only are the kids gonna get involved, but parents, then it's gonna be too much to handle. Then it's gonna be too big of a problem because it didn't get solved right here. We're not saying it gotta get solved right here, right now, but we're not leaving here till it gets solved. Whether that means we leave school, come back tomorrow, and we've already said if it's not solved and we're ignored, then it's gonna be, we're all just gonna leave. Because it's not okay. We shouldn't have to be here feeling unsafe.
Hello, I'm Angela Evans. I'm a senior here at Muncie Central. I'm proud to be multiracial. I have different ethnicities in me. I was adopted at age 5 into an awesome family. And my career after high school was me going in the military. And you know, I want to have a purpose to serve our country. And to serve our country, it's all of our people. Whether it be black, whether it be white, whether it be whatever color you are, I want to love you guys all. And I want to show you guys through my serving time that I want to make a difference in not just this school, but everywhere around the world. And I'm just sick and tired of people getting mistreated because of the color of their skin. I'm sick and tired of it. I get mistreated because of the color of my skin sometimes. I get asked, is your mother black? Is your father white? Is your father black? Is your mother white? Every day I get asked that question. Every day. And I want to be safe around here. I want to be safe everywhere I go. But I get sick and tired of getting asked questions of that matter. And I want you guys, I want to be a friend to all of you guys. I want you to come and ask me questions. I want you guys to come give me a hug and tell me how you guys feel. I want to be that kind of person. Because I want to be part of your guys' family. And I want you to feel safe here. And me as a student, I want to come with you guys, hold your hands, and tell you guys that we're going to fight through this. And our voices are going to be heard. Our voices matter.